Okay, I'm just going to start going here. Without further ado, our next inductee for the 1980s era is the owner of Girl Is Not a Four-Letter Word, and perhaps one of the best marketers for girls skateboarding and masters of self-promotion in the business, even more than me. To be honest, I really didn't know that much about her or know her that well back in the day because I was skating with the dudes, But I did do some research about her, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about her. Cindy Whitehead skated vert with all the boys in the 1970s. She rode for Sims and Puma, and she created one of the first all-girl skate tours. To this day, she holds the distinction of being the only female to skate like Tony Alva with those big headphones while riding a pool or a ramp. Right? She did. She's managed to get her skate history into the Smithsonian Museum, and she has created a board line bearing the Girl Is Not a Four-Letter Word logo, which donates a part of the proceeds to further expand girls skateboarding. She does a lot for girls skateboarding. After retiring from skateboarding at the age of 22, she really wanted to fuse her love of adventure and athletics into a job that she would love. So she ended up creating a niche for herself as a sports stylist. That's somebody who shows up at a photo shoot specifically for sports companies and stuff like that. And she, styles the clothing and the hair and the whole thing. I actually experienced this. I was doing a photo shoot with Olsen and Hosoi. Is that a dog barking back there? Is that Woody's dog? Dude, give that dog a bone. Anyway, I was on this shoot up at O'Shea's Pool in Malibu. I was with Olsen and Hosoi and Lance Mountain and Brad Bowman. All of a sudden, Cindy shows up. I'm like, whoa. And sure enough, she styled her whole shoot. It was for, I think it was like Men's Something magazine, and it came out. It was pretty sick. It was really cool. So anyway, she ended up as a sports stylist, and now she is considered the leading sports stylist in the world. Right? It was for Men's File magazine. That's what it was. Anyway, the article came out very cool. She's a really cool lady. She's a super sweetheart. And to induct Cindy Whitehead into the 2016 Skateboarding Hall of Fame, I think we have a video clip, right, Josh?
Hi, my name is Joan Jett. I'm here to induct Cindy Whitehead into the Skateboard Hall of Fame. It can be really tough to navigate worlds that are known as men's worlds, but girls and women try it and do it with success. Whether you're talking the rock and roll world or sports, worlds that you assume by their nature would be a bit looser and easier to penetrate. Women come upon certain ingrained prejudices that seem to come with the territory. First, everyone thinks you're cute. Pat on the head. But when that world realizes you're serious, that you expect to compete directly with the boys, then things can get nasty. You face ridicule and are made fun of in ways that are meant to hurt you, to hurt your pride, to hurt your confidence. When you're on stage, whether it's 10 people or 10,000, that confidence is everything. And it would be the same setting up for a tricky maneuver. That confidence is essential. I can only imagine the looks on the boys' faces as Cindy showed up those first weeks. There were the dudes that said, "Rad," and lent support, but those were probably few and far between. Cindy Whitehead, street dancer, skateboarder, sports stylist. She took that crazy life path, filled with amazing times, seeing the world, yet always being vigilant that her life and her craft were taken seriously. I am humbled to have the opportunity to be part of Cindy's induction into the Skateboard Hall of Fame. We had the chance to speak, and Cindy is all about breaking rules, taking risks, asking for what you want, and not shrinking yourself to be liked. A girl after my own heart. Cindy's skate history speaks for itself. Excellence in a tough sport. And I was very moved by the fact she was inspired by me and skateboarded to my music. and said, if Joan can do it, then Cindy can do it. I didn't know it at the time, but when I started playing, other girls and boys noticed. And what they noticed was that I was going after what I loved. If you don't try, you'll never know, and if people make fun of you, you must be doing something right. So Cindy was inspired, not to play guitar, but to do what she loved, skateboarding. And on it goes. A little girl or boy has seen Cindy Whitehead and all that she's achieved and the fun she's had doing it, and they said, I really want to be a biochemist, an astronaut, a forest ranger. The possibilities are endless. Congratulations to Hall of Famer Cindy Whitehead.
And to finalize Cindy's induction, please welcome NorCal OG Ripper and the Lord of Lifeblood Skateboards, Mr. Bryce Knights. Good job, buddy.
Cool, thanks. I'll make it short and sweet. Short and sweet. All right, so I only get less than 3 minutes here, I guess. So although I've only known Cindy personally for the past 3 years, she was one of the first female skaters that I saw, in the magazines, aside from Laura Thornhill and Kim Cespedes. And that, just seeing those girls skating in addition to the guys, I was like pretty fueled by that. I mean, my hormones are raging. I was checking out hot chicks, 13 years old. I had news pages all over the magazines that were ripped out on my bedroom walls. One of them was Laura Thornhill charging the lip at Carlsbad. The other was Kim Cespedes doing the Bertleman at Concrete Wave. And the third was obviously Farrah Fawcett skateboarding. Sorry, Cindy. Although Cindy might have been lesser known to me at the time, I do recall her published photos with the headphones on, and that was really resonating. It was pretty cool. But I later heard that the reason she did that was to tune out the bad vibes and voices, and she just was fueled on her own stoke with the music. So she was just doing her own thing. So Cindy, she faced the male dominance in vert skating, but she pursued head on, and she traveled around quite a bit. From what I saw, she went to Runway, Marina Del Rey, Torrance Super Bowl, Apple, Cherry Hill, somewhere I never went. And of course, the dream skate realities of the desert pipes in Arizona. It's pretty awesome. But one thing that's pretty notable is Cindy in 2012, she made national headlines by skateboarding down the closed 405 freeway, which was when Carmageddon 2 happened. And all the news outlets were all over it. And she took to the highway. She left her house at 4:30 a.m., headed out the door with just her bail bondsman number written on her arm. Scaled the fences, evaded the police, and took her chances and made it happen, all due to her just having the drive of skateboarding in her blood. Oftentimes, it's just easier to beg forgiveness than permission, and that's what we do as skateboarders, male or female. Cindy has been profiled in magazines such as ESPN, Forbes, Huffington Post, Women's Wear Daily, and she's been on numerous TV and radio shows. She's been a guest speaker and panelist at the Smithsonian Museum's InnoSkate event in DC. She's done quite a bit for girls skateboarding. And as David Hackett mentioned, she's been a big proponent of girl is not a 4-letter word, so I don't really need to go there. But that's pretty awesome. I mean, skateboarding is one thing that we can really pride ourselves on, that you can come from any background, rich or poor, black or white. It's all inclusive. If you shred, you're in. So Cindy's goal overall is to give women in skateboarding and action sports the same opportunities and recognition as their male counterparts. She pursues that goal daily by interviewing and promoting female action sports on her website at girlisnotafourletterword.com. Thank you, Cindy. And Cindy's personal motto remains true to her actions: live life balls to the wall, do epic shit, take every dare that comes your way, and you can sleep when you're dead. That said, it's a pleasure and my honor to welcome Cindy Whitehead's induction to the Skateboarding Hall of Fame this evening as an active and positive voice in women's skateboarding.
So, first thing I want to say is Dave Hackett said this was going to be a wild evening. He still has his shirt on, so I don't know what's with that. Yeah. But I'd really like to say thanks so much to Joan Jett, Bryce Knight, David Hackett for those really awesome introductions. I'd also like to thank Blackheart Records, Kenny Laguna, Greg Oliver, and Lisa Jenkins for their help with the video you just saw. And thank you to IASC, Skateboarding Hall of Fame, and all of you for this huge honor. As everyone knows in this room, it takes a lot to earn this award. But for me, it took countless days of ditching school, lying to my parents, trespassing to skate empty backyard pools, and learning to run fast to get away from the police with all of you boys. That being said, I don't think we ever outgrow that fearless, renegade, wild behavior. It's ingrained in us, and it's what makes us 100% skateboarders. Thank you. We don't skate for the medals, the trophies, or even these awesome awards. We do it because it's who we are. It's never been about rules in skateboarding. If anything, it's been about breaking them. And I've really had some great role models to show me the way. Rad girls who skated before me like the ones in this room and broke down gender barriers. Women like Joan Jett, who I was blasting on my headphones while skating and who was telling me not to care about my bad reputation. And older women like my grandmother, who encouraged me to skate, break the rules, and told me I was no different than any of the boys that I skated with. The encouragement and support that I got from growing up with all of you in this room means so much to me. You guys are my brothers, my friends, and my teammates. You stood up for me, you looked out for me, you insisted I hold my own in and out of the pool, and you never made me feel that as a girl I didn't belong right there next to you. And if you forgot, I'm sure I probably dropped in on you at some point and reminded you. The one thing I never knew until recently was you also kept other guys from asking me out. Basically, you were all D-blocking me, and I was running around assuming all those years that boys didn't like girls who skateboarded. My parents, especially my dad, would really like to thank you for that. I was born and raised in Hermosa Beach, which is a very small beach town. Yeah. And its ties to skateboarding are huge. My first sponsor was ET Surf, and I learned to skateboard at Hermosa Pier with legends like Kevin the Worm Anderson, Mike Smith Grind Smith, Duke Rennie, Fred Blood, Steve Rocco, and later on, even Rodney Mullen. I moved on to my local park, Skateboard World in Torrance, and was taught to skate vert by an awesome and most generous girl named Kathy Bomeisler. Later on, I skated on the Sims team, and Tom and his mom, Margie, took care of me every step of the way. And guys on that team, like Fulmer, Orton, Bowman, Andrecht, and Hollander, were there to push me. I competed in the Gold Cup Series and skated at parks all over the USA, like Cherry Hill and Apple, and I met some of my best friends, male and female, through this awesome sport. I'd like to thank people like Eddie Talbot at ET for giving a 15-year-old girl her first sponsorship, Gail Webb for putting me in her amazing shows. Gail Webb for putting me in her amazing shows and reminding all of us here to stay off the drugs. Although I'm pretty sure that message was mainly meant for Jim Gray. Ted Coombs, who created a skate tour for me that took me across 3 states to some of the best skate parks on the East Coast, like Cherry Hill and Apple. Dennis Ogden, for giving me a home during my teen years called Marina Skate Park. Thank you. Sims and Puma for their generous sponsorship of me as a pro skater, and Dwindle Distribution at Dusters, California, who have given me a new place to call home as an adult, and by embracing my female skate brand, Girl is Not a 4-letter word, which allows me to give back to girls in skateboarding. Thank you. I must thank my amazing grandmother who reminded me that learning doesn't just happen in the classroom. At least that's what she kept telling my mom when she was helping me ditch school to skateboard. She also encouraged me to live a fearless life and was my biggest supporter. She taught me to always ask for what I wanted, and it's a huge piece of advice I have never forgotten. And of course, my awesome husband, Ian Logan. Who always encourages me to break the rules and is my photographer, cheerleader, sounding board, my absolute everything. My skater girlfriends back in the day were badass girls like Gail Springer, Michelle Kohler, and Judy Oyama. We skated before the fashion world embraced skater chic as a look. We set trends without even knowing it, and we didn't do it to be perceived as cool or to attract guys. Nor did we care that we were different than most girls at our schools. We pushed the boundaries of societal norms, and we skateboarded for the love of it, the rush, and the freedom it gave us. So tonight, I'd like to congratulate every little girl out there that defies her parents, stands up to her brother, the kids at school, or authority, and goes out there and goes after what she wants, not hearing the word no, and fighting for what she loves. You can totally do this. We OG girls have your back. It's definitely time to smash the hell out of some glass ceilings, kick some ass, not care what anyone else thinks, and show the world just what girls can do. And I encourage all of you girls to go out there, have a blast, set the world on fire, and do some epic shit. Thank you.
Good? There you go, baby. Congratulations. Good job. You're welcome. Give it up for Cindy Whitehead.